Hey everyone, and welcome back to HIV RNA Test, the podcast where we talk about HIV health, HIV vaccine research, and most importantly, HIV RNA test that has 99% accuracy if taken after the exposure. Check the link in the description of this video. I'm your host, Marco.
And I'm Alex. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode is packed with exciting news from the world of HIV vaccine research. We're diving into one of the most talked about medical developments of 2025, the SAV001 HIV vaccine.
That's right, Alex. It's being called a game changer by many in the scientific community, and for good reason. This vaccine represents a unique approach, a whole virus vaccine that's genetically modified and inactivated. It's a massive step forward in the long fight against HIV.
We'll break down what the SAV001 HIV vaccine is, how it works, who developed it, where it's headed in terms of clinical trials, and what this could mean for millions around the world. Now, before we get into it, just a heads up, this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice because of something you have heard in this podcast.
So if you've been wondering, what's the big deal about SAV001? Stick around. We've got the answers. Segment 1. What is SAV001 HIV vaccine?
Let's kick it off with the basics. SAV001 is not your average vaccine. Unlike others that use fragments or viral proteins, this one uses a whole HIV-1 virus that's been killed and rendered completely non-infectious.
Yeah, and it's genetically modified to remove the parts that make the virus dangerous, like the NF gene. Then it goes through a double inactivation process, first chemically using AT2 and then with gamma irradiation.
Think of it like this, it's a training dummy for your immune system. It looks like HIV, but it can't do any damage. Your body learns to fight it off without the risk of infection. What makes it so promising is that this method isn't new in the world of vaccines. It's been used for polio and hepatitis A. But for HIV, this is the first killed whole virus vaccine to pass a human trial safely.
Segment 2. Who's behind the vaccine? The mastermind behind SAV001 is Dr. Chil-Yong Kang and his team at Western University's Schulich School of Medicine in Canada. This research has been in the works for years, and it's being funded and supported by Sumigan Canada Inc. with some heavy-hitting partners like the Canadian government and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's some serious backing.
Absolutely. When big names support a trial like this, it usually signals strong confidence in its potential. Segment 3. How does SAV001 work?
So we know it's a whole virus vaccine. But what does that mean in terms of how it actually works in the body?
Great question. The vaccine presents the immune system with all the components of the HIV virus, except it's completely inactivated. So your body sees it as a threat and builds antibodies against multiple viral proteins, not just one.
The vaccine presents the immune system with all the components of the HIV virus, except it's completely inactivated. So your body sees it as a threat and builds antibodies against multiple viral proteins, not just one. And we're talking about antibodies against GP120 and P24. Those are key markers of the virus. What's cool here is the potential for generating broadly neutralizing antibodies. Those are like the Navy SEALs of your immune system. They target multiple strains of HIV. Segment 4. Clinical trials. Where are we now? Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Clinical trials. Phase 1 is already done and dusted. It sure is. Phase 1 involved 33 HONV-positive individuals who were already on antiretroviral therapy. The goal was to see if the vaccine was safe and if it triggered any kind of immune response.
And the results? Super encouraging. No serious side effects and an increase in antibody responses. Broadly neutralizing antibodies were observed. That's a huge win.
Now we're gearing up for Phase 2. This phase is going to involve HIV-negative individuals who are at high risk, like men who have sex with men, sex workers, and people who use IV drugs.
Production has been scaled up, thanks to a partnership with Niobios in France. Phase 2 is expected to launch by late 2025. Segment 5. What's next? Phase 3 and beyond.
Looking ahead to Phase 3, we're talking about trials involving tens of thousands of people across multiple continents. This is the real test. Can the vaccine prevent HIV in the real world?
If that goes well, the vaccine could become widely available by 2030. Regulatory bodies like the FDA, Health Canada, and EMA will all need to give the green light.
There's also a strong push for global distribution, especially in regions hit hardest by HIV, like Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia.
And there's talk about making it affordable and accessible through collaborations with global health organizations. That's crucial.
Segment 6. Safety protocols in clinical trials. We also want to highlight the safety side of this. These trials aren't being run willy-nilly. There are strict ethics and safety standards.
Every participant goes through pre-screening, gives informed consent, and is monitored continuously throughout the study. There's also a data safety monitoring board keeping an eye on all trial data.
Plus, every adverse event, even minor ones, are reported, tracked, and investigated. Segment 7. Global collaboration in trials.
Another big win here is the global teamwork. Canadian researchers, French manufacturers, and funding from North American and international organizations. It's a united front.
This kind of collaboration is what we need more of in global health. The HIV pandemic doesn't respect borders, and neither should our solutions.
Exactly. And we're seeing this cooperation translate into real progress, faster trials, and a more hopeful future. Segment 8. Final thoughts and looking ahead.
So, what does all this mean for someone listening right now? It means there's real hope. SAV001 is a major step forward in prevention. If you or someone you know is at high risk, staying informed and getting tested regularly is crucial.
And remember, we always recommend visiting HIV RNA Test.com for quick, affordable, confidential HIV testing across the USA.
Stay proactive, stay educated. The future of HIV prevention is evolving faster than ever.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the HIV RNA Test Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Marco. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching HIV RNA Test Podcast. We'll be back another HIV informative video that matters to you and your loved ones. Hit the like button if you found this information helpful, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and stay kind.